Happy Sunday. This is Bobby in JJ Radio. We have a second-time offender, Mr. Kyle Weckerly. Last time Kyle was here talking about his writing abilities.
Yeah, ghostwriting,
Ghostwriting.
Ghostwriting books.
Yeah, I was really good at ghostwriting.
Is that when I admitted to being Eminem's ghostwriter?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember this.
That was it.
And then we were going to do your book, which was going to be a pop-up.
Yeah.
I remember this. I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, so Kyle's back because obviously we didn't scare him off.
Yeah, because we ran out of stuff. We ran out of pop-up books. So we got to do something else.
We got to do something else. So talk about, so you're in the radio game now, kind of.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I'm doing a podcast, the Career Challenges podcast. And it's really to share stories of lessons learned the hard way and overcoming professional hurdles in your career. And so the main guests are, career coaches, executive consultants, and then experts, people in their field, even if it's human resources and talent development, really to share their stories of, what they've learned along the way and where they've gotten to.
Sure.
So it's really to share more stories because as a ghostwriter, I'm really only able to handle about 3 book projects a year. Mm-hmm. So this is a way for me to share even more stories and to share knowledge.
So how did it evolve from the ghostwriting to this? Like what was the what did you hear where you're like, these people got to tell this story?
Well, I mean, I connected with a lot of career coaches and executive consultants here in San Antonio and, of course, across the world, even in Toronto, back in your hometown there, Michael. And they all had stories, and it was great. And I love just listening to stories, really.
Sure.
And they all had something that they wanted to share that somebody else could learn from. And it was enough to fill up a book. But like I said before, I really can only handle about 3 a year.
Sure.
And so I wanted to do more. And I know with the economy on the uptick and the job market, they say we're at a record low unemployment. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head.
3.9.
3.9, yeah. But still, there's so much opportunity for people to go into a field that they want or to try something new, and yet they may not be sure what to do and how to approach that. And so when I looked into podcasts specifically for building a career or going after a new career choice, I was really just finding more like those mindset podcasts, which are great. They're helpful, but I don't feel they really were providing specific actionable advice. And of course, I love stories, and stories actually are a better way to get that secondhand knowledge into somebody's mind and help them learn and to apply that. So I thought, why don't I put together a podcast? And I looked up careerchallengespodcast.com, and the domain was available, and I went ahead and bought it. And so now I've been recording episodes.
Cool. So these actionable, and I agree with you. I feel that there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of information out there. Period.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're right. I think a lot of it. Bob and I follow some people. It is more mindset, motivational, but not like a lot of, hey, this is the best way to get from A to B. So, in the recent interviews that you've done, like give us some tidbits on what some people that would want to tune in, like what they've kind of got out of it.
Well, so far I've only had three interviews. I've got about 4 or 5 more scheduled. But the first one, he's a business mentor from Australia. So
Okay.
it's pretty exciting to talk to somebody from Australia.
Yeah.
And we were talking
You
about
get subtitles?
yes, subtitles. But we were talking about what he does, how he helps people kind of reach that aha moment where it just clicks for them. And of course, that's a big thing for him. That's what he really loves to do. But also, it's more for the people he's mentoring, is to get them to that aha moment. And of course, you got to listen to the podcast episode to find out more specifically how he does that and how it can help you, even here in the United States. And he does have clients here in the United States. Another guest, she's from Iowa. She does education.
You have subtitles?
Yes, subtitles for Iowa. She does educational consulting, and so she was a teacher, and she's talking with other teachers. And so a big thing right now, of course, there's a huge need for teachers and in the education field, but then there's also those who are teachers but kind of want to get out, or maybe they're looking for a second source of income, and so she can help them with that. And so there's a lot of great stories in there as well, and she was really funny. We were laughing a lot. And then the one I did just this morning, she wasn't a career consultant per se, but she was what was it? She's the organic marketing guru. That was her official title. And she helps companies, small companies, even one to 2 person operations, get their organic marketing up and going. And she's putting together a course to help them learn it on their own, so that they don't have to pay her to do it. So it's a cheaper option. And so her experience came into play, and I was getting to ask her, well, what do you suggest? How do you start? What worked for you, what didn't? And so a lot of really good back and forth on that one.
So can anyone be a guest?
Yes, ideally, even though there's the career coaches and the executive consultants, the reason why I put expert in there is because even if you've been in your field for a year or 2 years, you still know something about how to get into that field, how to progress upwards. And of course, you, JJ, you guys have done so much, and even since the last time I've been here, you guys have expanded.
Sure.
So there's obviously knowledge there that you can share, and anybody wanting to learn from you can do that. And you may not have the time to sit down with every person, but this podcast could give you that opportunity to maybe share some specific stories that you think would help a bigger audience of people wanting to do what you've done, or maybe something similar.
Sure. And then are you going to have reoccurring guests?
Yeah, it's on a first come first served basis. So if you have more to talk about, just fill out the questionnaire again, and we'll set up another interview and cover that other material that you want to talk about.
Where can somebody listen to the podcast?
Well, it's not live yet, but the target date is May 20th when I'll launch and put it on iTunes and Google Play, so you can find it there.
So May 20th is the target date. Wherever you can just look up the Career Challenges podcast, and you should be able to find the podcast. Again, that's Kyle Weckerly. For more information about him, as a writer or ghostwriter, you can contact him at 210-816-2441. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with Bobby and JJ Radio.